Good morning, everyone. My name is Vijaya Sundara and I'm back with our English lesson. Before beginning today's lesson, let me remind you that you have to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share this video lesson with your friends and classmates. So let's begin our today's lesson. So we are going to study chapter 12, Folktales. And today we are going to do introduction and part 1 of this chapter. We will begin with the introduction and we will learn what are folktales, their types and their characteristics. What are folktales? Folktales are traditional stories passed down from generation to generation by word of mouth or verbally. Okay, so there were no written sources, therefore, the author of these stories are unknown. Folktales were created to pass on traditions, morals, and lessons from one generation to the next. Folk tales are timeless and placeless. You will find them everywhere in the world. They were made to teach us morals and lessons of life. So, you can find different versions of the same story all around the world. Now, let's see which stories can be counted as folk tales. Folk tales include fables with talking animals like the tortoise and the hare, fairy tales with magic, prince and princesses, heroines and heroes. They also include scary stories, legends about historical figures like Akbar and Birbal, magical dragon tales, myths about people with supernatural powers, and superhero stories. Now let's learn about the characteristics of folk tales. That means the features of folk tales. Okay, these stories are very simple and straightforward. That means less twists and turns in the storyline. It always includes magic or supernatural powers to explain what can't be explained easily. The characters of the story represent human qualities such as good, evil, wisdom, foolishness, laziness, etc. These stories begin with once upon a time or long, long ago and end generally with happily ever after. That means the justice is done in the end. There is always a good character and a bad character. The good is rewarded and the bad is punished in the end. There are repetition of phrases in these stories, like in the fairy tales. Do you remember Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs? What did the evil queen ask the mirror? Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the most beautiful of the all? Snow White is the most beautiful of all, replied the mirror. Generally, things happen in a set of 3 or 7. Like the evil queen tried to kill Snow White 3 times, finally giving her the poisoned apple the 3rd time. And there were 7 dwarfs of Snow White. Now let's begin our first story. Why the crab walks sideways. Now this story is from Philippines. Philippines is a country in Southeast Asia. The story explains that why the crab walks sideways only. Once upon a time, a farmer lived with his wife. They had a little girl, a little daughter. She would like to go to the clear stream. Streams means small mountain rivers. Okay, and she would like to go there and she would like to look happily. She would like to admire the lovely blue waters. But she would never go too close to the water because she didn't know what the water world was like. So during one such visit, she met a baby crab. Now the baby crab waddled to her and said that he wanted to be her friend. Now waddled means he walked clumsily to her. Now the girl was surprised that a creature from water world was talking to her. Now you don't expect an animal or a creature to talk to you every day, right? Now the baby crab wanted to be her friend, but he was a stranger. And every parent teaches their child that they should not talk to a stranger, right? So she thought that she would just walk away. She would go back to her home and she would not be his friend because she had no idea what the creatures of the water world were like. The baby crab was confused. He thought why she wouldn't be his friend. Why wouldn't she play with him like his brothers and sister? So he tried to hold on to her to make her stop. But what happened that his sharp claws hurt the girl. She got many scratches and she got frightened and she was in pain. So she ran away crying. Now she was so scared that she didn't return to the stream for many days. But finally, she got courage and she came back to the stream. And there she saw a shiny blue hard shelled creature near her. It was the baby crab. He was all grown up now. Now the girl was terrified, very scared, and she was about to scream. But the crab folded all his 10 legs and kneeled and said that I'm very sorry. Please forgive me. The girl accepted his apology and she became his friend now. But a very strange thing happened. The crab had been kneeling for a long time when he was apologizing. When he got up, the knees of all his short legs were bent outwards. And ever since that day, the crab could not straighten them and he could only walk sideways. So students, that was the first story, the first part of the chapter. Now these questions are given on page number 100. Let's ponder. Okay, it's at the end of the first part of the chapter and you have to answer these questions. So question number 1. What was the reason the maiden did not want to be friends with the crab? Maiden means little girl or girl. So what was the reason? The crab was a stranger. Yes, and she did not know that what the creatures of water world were like. Question number 2. How did the girl get hurt? She was hurt by the sharp claws of baby crab when he tried to hold on to her. What did the grown-up crab look like? He grew up to be a shiny blue hard-shelled creature, right? Now the last and the most important question. What caused the crab to walk sideways only? Now do you remember when the crab kneeled too long while apologizing to the girl? His legs bent outwards and he could not straighten them. So, since then, he could walk sideways only. Now, I hope that you have understood the chapter and you would be able to these questions, answers in your fair notebook now. So, this is your home assignment. Don't forget to check the description box for today's notes as well as your home assignment. So students, that was it for today. We will study this chapter further in the upcoming videos. Till then, take care of yourselves. Bye.